Hi guys, gonna try another video here. It's a little windy, but I hope you're out getting some sunshine today while it's nice out. Today thought we would just talk about PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. Some people call it PCOS. It has a lot to do with insulin resistance, estrogen dominance, all those fun things. I'll try to keep this shorter. I'll try to be more calm. I hate being on this side of the camera, guys. I am a photographer. I love to be on the other side. So just bear with me. I just feel like it is information that might help somebody. I don't know, maybe not. I'm not a doctor. None of this is medical advice. This is just my experience. These are things that have helped me along the way. So bear with me. Um, so I've been dealing with this since I was 14. I won't go super in detail. I had a lot of facial hair. It was embarrassing. Begged my mom to take me to the gynecologist because a friend of mine said that they got on low-dose birth control and it helped their periods and it helped their facial hair. And so got on that at around like 14 or 15, which it wasn't a good decision. My mom was hesitant. You know, it's not her fault at all. I talked her into it because I was being made fun of at school. It was very embarrassing. So started on a very young age, went on full dose by 18, still very irregular periods, very much just gaining weight even when I was doing hard workouts. I was doing like Insanity or P90X type workouts, super like high intensity, horrible for PCOS because that's driving your cortisol up. You need to just be doing, you know, calm workouts, walking, low strength training, that kind of stuff, in my opinion. But anyways, went on full dose by 18. By 24, 23, 24, we decided we were married. We wanted to try to have a family. Struggled to get pregnant. A friend of mine said, go on metformin. You'll get pregnant immediately. And so went to my gynecologist and did that. They did an internal ultrasound, said my ovaries looked like they had chocolate chips all over them, like chocolate chip cookies, and that the chocolate chips were little cysts all over my ovaries. That was like the visual they gave me. And so she agreed to put me on metformin, see how it went. She said if that didn't work, we might be looking at IVF. And I'm thinking, what? Why? Why is this happening? Wish I knew what I knew now. Wish I would have just attacked my diet and my stress levels and all those things, but didn't know any better back then, didn't know to question anything. And so went on metformin, got pregnant within, I think it was just 2 cycles, maybe 2 months after I went on it. Had to stay on it till I was 13 weeks along because they didn't want me to, throw my system out of whack and lose the baby or something. And so while I was on it, I lost a lot of weight. I remember some of my coworkers thought I even might have lost the baby because I lost so much weight on metformin. And so I don't know, there's 2 ways to look at it. Maybe metformin was helping my body, or maybe being pregnant was helping my body stabilize and kind of whatever underlying autoimmune I have going on, it put it in remission. I lean more that way now because my last pregnancy, my third, I wasn't on any medication or anything. I ate really well, exercised well, kept my stress levels down, and I felt better than ever. So I really just think being pregnant helped my body. But anyway, got pregnant, had a baby, everything was good, went back on low dose birth control because I was breastfeeding, and then I ran out of my pills one month and I was like, oh, probably nothing will happen. I had to go on metformin the first time, and things did happen very quickly. We ended up pregnant, not planning to be quickly, and so had another child. Didn't go on metformin or anything with that one. My body, they say once you have your first successful pregnancy, sometimes your body gets in the rhythm and understands, okay, this is what it's meant to do. So had our second, went back on birth control afterwards because that happened so quickly. We didn't want another quick thing like that. And I felt like a crazy person, thought I was losing my mind, went to my gynecologist, told him things are not right. I feel like I'm losing my mind, especially right before my period would hit. I don't remember if he took me down to like a lower dose or not. I don't remember what happened then. So then a couple years pass and I go for my yearly and I got an abnormal pap smear result. And so the nurse that called me to tell me it was abnormal, of course, as soon as she told me, I freaked out and I was like, well, what do we do? Do we retest? Was it a false negative, false positive, whatever? And she's like, oh no, we'll just retest in a year. And that was all she said. And I said, well, is there anything I can do to fix this? And she said, well, you don't smoke, do you? And I said, no. And she's like, well, don't start smoking. Okay, thank you for the advice. So that is when I found a very good friend of mine who has been dealing with her own health journey. And I went on a deep dive down the holistic health path. It wasn't because I just woke up one day and decided, hey, I'm going to go against everything we've ever been taught and tick a lot of people off with things I'm talking about. No, I was trying to figure out what to do to heal my body and not have cervical cancer. Of course, when they tell you have an abnormal pap smear, that's the first place your brain goes. So took that deep dive, got things straightened out, went back a year later like they told me to, and everything was cleared up fine. So one of the things I did when I was healing and on that holistic dive, I went off birth control, and I will never put that poison back in my body ever again. Learned so much about it, so much about the side effects, so much about how depression and things can come from that. If you're susceptible to depression, look out. Learning that when you're taking your week off or your sugar pills or whatever, if I don't know, do people even take the pill anymore, or is it all an implant now? I don't know. But that week that you were supposed to be on your off week, that's just breakthrough bleeding. That's not even really the real period your body's needing to cleanse your uterus. So, anyways, just learned a lot about birth control, and I was like, never again. And mark my words, my daughter will know in, out, up, down, backwards, forwards, everything about it before she's 18, so that when she is 18, she will know what to make decisions based on evidence and facts, not just the doctor's office saying don't start smoking, it increases your rate of blood clots. So, hate being on this side of the camera, guys. This is out of my comfort zone. So went off birth control, got all that straightened out. The reason I'm starting to talk about this again is I'm not trying to conceive again. That's not on my to-do list right now. Calm down. I have 3 healthy kids. I praise God for them every day. Everything is in God's timing. The reason I'm starting to talk about it again is because I recently started taking Oyster Max. And so it's just a dried oyster meat supplement. It comes from Ireland. I thought it was Australia, but it's actually Ireland. They're wild caught. I learned about them online, started really looking into the company, because there's so much out there, guys. You've got to really know what you're putting in your body. You have to. And so the company just seems like very reputable. Kind of got to see some behind the scenes stuff on some of their stuff. And so I did it. I went ahead and ordered some, and I couldn't believe how much better my mood was. And so if you watched my other video, we've kind of been like cleaning up our diet. All of that helps. Anything I mention in this video isn't going to make a hill of beans difference if you're not attacking your diet first and your stress levels. So I want to say that first and foremost. You cannot out supplement a bad diet. You can't. Been there, done that, spent thousands. You can't. Okay, you got to do the hard stuff for the extra supplements to actually supplement and do what they're wanting to do. So started taking that. Couldn't believe my mood increased. Like, just wanting to sing, wanting to dance around. Like, I mean, I wish that was my normal personality every day, but let's face it, like, when you're not getting a lot of sleep sometimes and just a little stressed out with life, you're not always wanting to hop and skip and dance around. So when I started taking, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is cool. So like researching the extra nutrients that I'm getting with this, like the zinc and the selenium, and just learning a lot about like why is this making me feel better. So I started talking about it. A lot of women reached out, and I was like, wow, there are so many people struggling. I think there's even more struggling that are scared to talk about it, or they don't know what to do, or maybe they don't even know what's going on. Maybe they haven't even been to a gynecologist or practitioner or whoever you go to. And so I shared about it. it's not some multi-level media company. I would get 10% off, I think, and you would get 10% off. Like, that's the affiliate marketing code I have. I have a 10% off code. It's no big deal. But it is overseas, so people were hesitant to order. I get it. I have to use a credit card to order there. My debit card won't go through with my bank, and that's fine. I've had no issue. They ship quickly. I've always gotten them within like a week, the same time frame I would get an Amazon order. I did look into some that were US based to help my friends out that were like, yeah, my card won't go through, I'm not doing it. I ordered from, it's called FRTL, fertile.com, I think, FRTL. They have an oyster supplement. I didn't like it as much. They add extra zinc to it. Oyster Max does not add anything to it. No fillers, no nothing. It's just the dried oyster meat. But tried Fertile, didn't love it. It just wasn't as good. So, got back on my Oyster Max actually this month. I took all these notes and then I got on a rant here. So that's kind of why I just started talking about it again. So here's some of the things that I think are vital if you're wanting to feel better. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you're just like, whatever, I have this. First of all, if you are having a victim mindset towards it, you got to get past that, okay? Whatever reason this is happening in your body, it's symptoms telling you that something's not right. It's not just something that happened to you. You need to listen to the symptoms and then do something about it. I think one thing that's really been on my heart is a lot of us are saying, well, I'm praying on it, waiting on God to show me what to do, or I'm praying on it. And God can move at any time. God performs miracles every day. I have seen him move mountains with my own eyes, guys. He does it every day. Mark my words. But sometimes I think we've got to pick up the shovel and get to work while we're waiting on him to move, or while we're, showing him that we will do something good with what he does too. I don't think we're just supposed to sit around waiting for him to drop it in our lap. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty and do some digging and figure out what's happening. So here's the things I would start with. I would cut processed foods as much as possible. Don't think of it as restriction. Replace it with nourishment, okay? If you're gonna give up your morning coffee, get an herbal tea that you like that's caffeine free. I love Yogi. They have a honey chai tea that one of my friends got me on. I make that every morning. You could also try spearmint tea. I just started seeing a lot about that it can help with lowering your androgens. So I haven't noticed it too much yet, but I've always had super greasy hair. I cannot, no matter what I do. I know you ladies that can go days without, you'll say, you got to train it. There is no training this scalp of mine. I've always had just excess grease and oil. And so I've never been able to go more than a day without feeling so disgusting that I can't even look in the mirror. So, replace with nourishment, okay? Don't think of it as restriction. Replace it with nourishment. Feed your cells what they are so desperate to have. Our American standard diet is just so nutrient depleted. Your body is just craving good, sustainable stuff, okay? So cut out the processed foods. Get off sugar. If you want to put honey or maple syrup, 100% maple syrup in place, do that if you need it for a transition time. If you are struggling with insulin resistance, you've got to, I just now finally clicked with me. I think I always thought I was pre-diabetic or something, which I think that's what they call it. But I just didn't understand what they meant by insulin resistance. And so when your body has to produce insulin because you ate something sweet or you ate a carbohydrate or whatever, then that chemical is coming into your body, insulin. But your body is resisting it, so it's causing inflammation, okay? Try to get your brain on that. I don't know. Maybe it just takes me longer. I'm slow. Okay, cut down on caffeine. Chocolate is a big one. I got off coffee and chocolate back in December. I do sometimes put just a tiny bit of non-alkali processed cocoa powder in my yogurt with honey. I can't have it if it's processed with alkali. It gives me a headache. It's so stupid how sensitive I am to things right now. But get off the coffee, get off the chocolate. Daily walks, especially after you eat. If you can even just walk for 10 minutes around, do a lap around your house outside. I don't know. Whatever you can do, get moving. It'll lower your insulin. It'll lower your cortisol. If you can get out there with your family, make it a connecting time, great, do that. You know, we need more of that. We need to get off our phone. I do not think you should be doing HIIT workouts, like these high intensity things. It's stressing your body out more. And if you just think about that, you know, think about it for a while. We don't want high stress. We don't want high cortisol. So low impact strength training, great. Get to lifting your weights. I keep seeing, like, after 30 or 35, like, you're starting to lose muscle mass. So if you're my age or older, you better start lifting a little bit of weights. It'd be a good idea. Watch dairy for inflammation. I'm so happy that I can handle dairy right now, even with everything else I can't. We like raw dairy. You need to know who you're getting it from. You need to make sure they're clean and that you trust them. I don't eat a lot of cheese right now. I'm cutting back on cheese just kind of intuitively. I don't know. I'm just not craving it now. I eat a lot of yogurt right now, the full fat. I get the full fat Better Goods from Walmart. I said that in my other video. If you're watching these, great. I don't know. Maybe nobody will watch them. I just feel like I'm supposed to be doing this. Zach and I, back in September, we kind of felt like this was being put on our heart. So many people helped us over the summer. They'll never know how much we appreciate them. And our prayer became, God, show us how to help others without having to charge them. And, you know, hopefully somehow, some way, somewhere along the line, we can bring in some income somehow with helping others. But for now, we're just trying to be obedient. And I'm telling you right now, this is out of my comfort zone, being on this side of the camera. So, watch your dairy. I personally, my own experience, will never ever go on birth control again. Make your own decisions. Do some deep digging, though, before you put that stuff in your body or you allow it into your daughter's body or whatever. You need to really, really be cautious, okay? So my additional supports that I do right now, Oyster Max, game changer. I would highly recommend. I think the recommended dose is like 4 to 5 capsules. Sometimes I take 6 or 7. Like if I'm feeling like I woke up in a bad mood, if I'm a couple days before ovulating and about 3 to 4 days before starting my cycle, I will have mood swings. And so I up my oysters and everything's hunky-dory. I also take Ancestral beef liver thyroid. Beef liver's good if you're struggling with hormones. And then Ancestral has a feminine one, but I'm buying mine right now. It's from Perfect Supplements. I've seen a lot of good things about them. Theirs is considerably cheaper. So like, I think Ancestral is maybe like $65, $68 for a bottle. And Perfect Supplements was like 40 something. So I don't have a code for that. I can give you a code for Ancestral. Again, not doing multi-level marketing. I'm just trying to pass on what's working for me. And then sardines. I think you would be really happy if you would start eating sardines. I don't even call them that. Call them fish. I wish I'd just said it was fish because I think my kids would eat them better. I have 2 of the 3 that'll eat them. But I think my third would eat them better if I had just always referred to it as fish. And I know in your mind you're thinking these things that are slimy with their eyeballs showing. No, I get the fillets. They're boneless, skinless. I eat 1 to 2 cans a day. Like, I think your body will thank you so much. Other things to consider. So I mentioned spearmint tea. I just started with that. I haven't noticed a lot with it. I've only been doing it like a week and a half. And I'm only doing 1 cup of tea a day. You can buy it in supplement form, but I'm trying to get away from supplements. We've just spent so much money on supplements. And now that we're eating the way we are, which is about 90% carnivore, I'm just going to put it out there. Don't come at me. I don't feel like I need any of those supplements hardly, other than the oyster. And I'm enjoying the beef thyroid and the feminine one. But all the other stuff we were taking, I'm just like, hopefully I don't have to order any more of that. I was spending ridiculous amounts of money on it. Something else you could read up on is dim-dolymethane. I took it 1 month and did okay with it and noticed a little bit of good stuff. I tried to go back and take it again after I quit it, and I got the worst headache of my life. And I get migraines when I'm really stressed out. This was a pressure headache, like from here to here. I literally wanted to go out to my shop and get my drill out and drill a hole in my head to relieve the pressure. It was that much pressure in my head. And so I thought, well, maybe it was a weather change. Sometimes I have issues with that. Not a lot, but sometimes. So I got it again, got it out, and I was like, I'll try it again. Because I did notice a little bit of improvement the first time I took it. And then it happened again. And I thought, I'm going to rip my head off my shoulders. I don't know if it was the estrogen detoxing. DIM can help you detox excess estrogen. So I don't know if that's what caused the headache or what. But I told you I was trying to keep this short, and it's getting long. And then, so you could research dim-dilymethane. Be cautious with it, though. You might get a really bad headache, or I don't know how your body responds to things. Do your research. Another one I've been seeing a lot about is, I don't know if I'll say it right, inositol. There's a chiro-inositol and a myo-inositol. I don't know. You could research that. I'm not taking that. It can mess with your insulin. And so with the way I'm eating now and feeling the best I've ever felt, I'm not going to go messing around with stuff like that. But if you are struggling, you could bring that up with your practitioner or whoever and just see what they have to say about it. I don't know. It seems like if you don't know what to ask about, you might not get the information you could really benefit from. So, other things, try to calm your stress level. I try to put my phone on the charger and be done with it for the day before we start to eat dinner. Sometimes I'll, check a text message or whatever. I'm not sitting there scrolling my phone after 6 p.m. I'm not looking at everybody else's stuff. When I do, just on the rare occasion, do y'all have weird dreams about all these people you're reading their stuff about on social media? I don't want to be dreaming about this stuff. I don't want to know all this stuff. It doesn't affect me in my day-to-day. It doesn't affect my kids. I don't want to know it. So put your dang phone up. Put the phone up. You'll be so much calmer. Calm your stress. Quit watching thrillers and stuff that are keeping you on edge. It's messing with your nervous system more than you understand. If your heart rate's spiking and you're doing all this right before bed, it's not a good idea. So we don't do horror movies. My husband used to love horror movies until he met Jesus, and I'm so glad he met Jesus. I hate horror movies. I don't want my kids watching them. It's just terrible for your nervous system. If you're gonna, when you work out, whatever you do, dance workouts, oh my gosh, loving dance workouts. Me and my daughter try to do one on YouTube as many days as we can a week, and then once a week I'm going to a women's group so I can be around other women. It's just like a 45-minute fun time. There's no expectation. There's no drill sergeant. The instructor is amazing. She's so much fun. I love her. Do something you enjoy, though. That's calming your nervous system while getting your heart rate up. I laugh at myself so much at that darn dance class. I'm working out my abs just from laughing at myself. Walk at sunset so you can enjoy the beautiful sunset. Don't set some 5 a.m. alarm that you're going to resent. You're going to end up skipping it. You're going to end up hitting snooze. Then you're just going to feel guilty that you skipped it. Do it when it works for you and you can enjoy it and feel good about doing it. So that's pretty much all I got on this. Like I said, I've always dealt with it since I was young, so I didn't really talk about it much till I found the oysters. And then when I put that out there, I just realized so many people are struggling with this, and you don't have to be miserable, okay? There's so much you can do to aid in your own healing. Jesus is the ultimate healer. If you didn't have a relationship with Jesus, I cannot stress to you enough how important that is. He is with you through everything. I want you to know that He is there. He is your ultimate Savior. He is your ultimate healer. Nothing you do on your own will get you where you need to be if it's not blessed by the Lord. So, yes, I know people think I'm obsessed with this stuff. It's fine. Think what you want. I don't care. I know Jesus is our ultimate healer. I know Jesus has gotten us through so much in the past 24 months. It's unreal. And that's why I know He's real, because it could only have been Him. And that's been our prayer too. God, do it so they know it was You. It could have only been You. And trust me, with our situation, it could have only been Him that got us through. So get to know Jesus if you don't already. Give this to him. Tell him to show you what to do to aid in your own healing. Ask him that. Don't tell him. You don't tell Jesus what to do, but ask him to show you, what can I do? What improvements can I make? What improvements can I make to help my whole family heal? It's contagious when you start shining again. People, the looks I get, and people are like, so you really ate that? Or you're really eating it? Yeah, I feel freaking great. Why are you still eating the stuff you're eating if you don't feel good after you eat it? I don't know. See, it's getting windy. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. So that's my PCOS video. Share it with somebody who needs to hear it. I don't know. Tell them I'm crazy. It's okay. I'll be that crazy girl. If I help one person, it was worth putting it out there. So you guys have a great day. Get out and enjoy the sunshine. Go for a walk. Love on your people. Take care.